What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing my match review, match reaction and match analysis of Manchester City's dropped home points against Everton in the Premier League, which has now sent Manchester City 7 points behind Arsenal at the top of the Premier League, and also now keeping an eye over our shoulders at the chasing pack for the top 4 places. So before I do crack on with this video, this disappointing result for Manchester City, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget as well, social media links there in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link as well in the description. Go and follow me on there if you so wish. Leave a thumbs up as well if you do enjoy this video, aiming for 100 likes. If we could hit that, that would be brill. Also, don't forget, what went wrong for Manchester City? Let me know in the comments below. And finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by GT Player, who sent me this limited edition Manchester City chair. If you want to go and check that out, then links and details, they're all in the description. So let's crack on with this video and let's speak about the first talking point from this game, which is, of course, the team lineup. Now, we'll start with our opponents first. They saw Conor Coady return from suspension, seemed to have organised their defence very well. Everton defended incredibly well in this game, just like Brentford did in our last Premier League home game. Everton, carbon copy here, really, managed to keep Manchester City at bay, defending for their lives and defending deep and defending well. And any balls coming into the box are just being dealt with every single day of the week by Everton. So fair credit to their defending and heroic effort at the back from them. Also saw Dominic Calvert-Lewin return from injury. He started up top, causing some pressure for Manchester City in the first half. They couldn't really find a way to get him too involved in the game, but as I was speaking about on my match vlog, if you want to go and check that out, that's live on my channel with my thoughts at half time. Manchester City will always give at least one great opportunity away, and as long as you're clinical and you put that opportunity away, you've got every chance of at least coming away from a game against City with a point. And that's exactly what has happened in this game, which is very frustrating for us Manchester City fans, but great for Everton, who have picked up, I'm sure, a point on the road that they weren't expecting, and could be crucial, that point, come the end of the season, as they're looking to try and stay in the Premier League after 17 games now, sitting 2 points clear of Wolverhampton Wanderers, who Wolves beat Everton on Boxing Day at Goodison Park. So starting to tick along their points tally. They've climbed up the league table up to 16th place on 15 points, and they know they're just one win away from potentially climbing as high as 12th and going over the likes of Bournemouth, Leeds, Leicester and Aston Villa as well. So lots of important games coming up for Everton, who pick up a very good point here from this game. And I don't really have too much else to add for Everton. They defended well, they put their opportunity away, and they did the job that was required of them to do, and they showed the fighting spirit of what it takes to be able to grind out and get results. So they've got what it takes to stay in the Premier League. It just needs to be consistently applied, and whilst it's a brilliant point, Everton's survival is going to be determined on their results around teams who are sitting around them in the Premier League table. So it is what it is. And Manchester City, we've got some massive games coming up now through January and February in 2023, and the start of the new year, playing a lot of the teams around us, sitting in the top 6, top 7 of the Premier League, and Manchester City now need to dig deep and find their form, and fast, because how City played in this game was too slow and too lethargic. I was a bit disappointed not to see some of our World Cup players from the quarter-final phase not come into the team. Talking of the likes of Kyle Walker, Joao Cancelo. We did see Bernardo Silva start in this game, which was good. But I'm also speaking about the other added bits of quality. Phil Foden as well, a big absentee in this game. And I don't understand why Pep Guardiola doesn't like going with Phil Foden on the right wing. I think Phil Foden on the right wing is a very good player, and I'd like to see it more. I think he's obviously younger, he's got more in his legs, and he's a little bit quicker and sharper than what Riyad Mahrez is, who's getting no younger. Now, Mahrez is a brilliant squad player for Manchester City to have around. Is he good enough to be starting 3 games in a row in some 3 very important games for Manchester City? First game back after the World Cup, followed by our first Premier League game back after the World Cup, followed by what was a must-win game here in the Premier League. Man City making very few changes in in these games. It means now that we've got players that are either making little cameo appearances of 5-10 minutes who are probably going to be starting big games against Chelsea and Manchester United, who aren't going to be as sharp as what we're hoping for. So I don't really understand the lack of rotation in this game. And it was just all a bit pedestrian and slow, and City really struggled creatively in this game. Managed to muster up 2 opportunities in the first half, putting one of them away with a lovely run from Jack Grealish, who had a brilliant first half, very quiet second half. Worked the ball to Riyad Mahrez, who got himself an assist for Erling Haaland. Who else but Haaland to put the ball away into the back of the net with a nice, cool, tidy finish on his right foot in the 24th minute. And that's the all-important first goal. And what Manchester City, we know what we need to do. We know we're not the best team defensively. We know we're going to give away opportunities, and because of that, it's up to Manchester City to up the tempo, to push and get that killer second goal. And they never really pushed for that killer second goal. Not until Everton equalised, and once Man City had regained control of the game, because Everton had a really good 5-minute spell after they'd equalised, before City got control of the football and actually started to create and make things happen. They never really looked like they were going to score. The tempo went up, but they never played with the intensity, and it was odd. Very odd against Brentford that the intensity wasn't there, and the intensity wasn't there in this game either. And I don't really know how you get the intensity back with this crop of players. Surely the players must be as frustrated as the fans, because this is a bad result. We're talking a struggling Everton side who are sitting just outside the relegation zone, coming to the home of the Premier League champions and picking up a point whilst limiting Manchester City to very few chances. It was just very disappointing. And the creativity in the game, we've had Bernardo Silva playing, we had Kevin De Bruyne playing, yet I don't recall either of them players really doing that much. De Bruyne is one of them players that I didn't get a very good game in this game, if I'm being completely honest, but still managed to muster up one good half opportunity for City with a ball into the box from a set piece, which the header was won by John Stones and it hit the post. But that was all we created in the first half, the goal and one cross into the box, which was won by John Stones from a set piece. Everton had limited us to trying to work set pieces, and Man City's forte isn't this season set pieces. So it's just very frustrating, and it was all about how well Everton's game plan was executed, whilst Manchester City at times looked a little bit clueless. And in the second half, there was nothing much on display from Manchester City, and if they're wanting to have success at the end of the season, they need to be so much better. Now, I don't know whether it's the opposition that we're going against, because I can see Manchester City going up against Chelsea and Manchester United away in our next 2 Premier League games and up in our game, because it's a real challenge, a real test to show what we can do, and you really get the best out of Manchester City when that's happening and picking up some good high quality results. I'm confident going into them games that we can do that, yet we're coming unstuck against teams who are either in the bottom half of the Premier League or struggling towards the bottom of the Premier League. And to me, as I mentioned in my match vlog, I've just got a feeling that if Manchester City don't win the Premier League in May, then it's games like this against Everton that I'm going to be coming back to and saying, why wasn't Manchester City winning these games? Because we should be winning these games. The stats suggest that Manchester City should be winning these games. We had 3/4 of the ball, 74% possession to 26% possession for Everton. We had 16 shots with just 3 on target. It's not good enough. 1 goal from them 3 on target. Everton managed 2 shots with just 1 on target. No saves for Ederson to make. The only thing he had to do was pick out a beautiful effort from Damarai Gray on 64 minutes, which City were backing off. Take nothing away from the finish. It was a marvellous finish, but backing off, not really good enough defensively from Manchester City, and it's just all-round frustrating from Manchester City in this game, and they need to pick themselves up, and they need to pick themselves up very quickly. I'm just thankful, unlike the Brentford game where we had to dwell on that for 7 weeks, we just have to dwell on this for a few days, and we've got a massive game coming up against Chelsea away in the Premier League, followed by our next Premier League game taking on Manchester United away, and Chelsea currently sitting in 9th, looking for some points, needing to do something in that game. Manchester United currently sitting in 4th, and my concern with Tottenham coming up in January as well is we're just 6 points clear of Tottenham, and if we don't get good results against Chelsea, against Manchester United and against Tottenham Hotspur, then Manchester City could find themselves outside of the top 4, and all of a sudden we go from thinking we're 7 points behind Arsenal to all of a sudden we're chasing the pack of Liverpool, Spurs and Manchester United and potentially Newcastle as well. So Manchester City need to sort this out and fast, and it's nothing that a couple of wins against against Chelsea and Manchester United doesn't sort, that to me shores up top 4 football for City for next season, and it means then we can move our focus back onto Arsenal. But as it is right now, Arsenal 16 games in, 14 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, looking pretty good. City have got 2 goal difference on Arsenal, which isn't a lot, and we've got 2 massive games coming up against Arsenal in the next couple of months. Manchester City really need to pull their finger out and get themselves sorted, because results like Brentford and Everton here from this game just simply is not good enough for Manchester City. So I'd like to know in the comments below, if things can be changed, what would you change? We've got the January transfer window open, yet I'm hearing Man City doing no business in the January transfer window other than adding a young player. To me, should be looking at least a winger or a fullback to try and shore the squad up and add a bit of freshness into the team, because it needs freshening up that team in my opinion. But they're just my thoughts. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do leave a thumbs up as well if you do enjoy this video. 100 likes is the aim. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe to my channel if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links and TikTok link there in the description below. Twitter and Instagram sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and search for me and follow me on there. Also, don't forget email in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, GT Player. Go and check out the Manchester City chair. Links, details, they're in the description. Thank you very much to GT Player for sending me this Manchester City limited edition chair. And I'll see you all again for my daily series of Manchester City transfer updates. So I hope everyone is safe and well. I hope everyone's had a fantastic end to their 2022, barring this result, and wishing everybody a happy new year for 2023. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.